Hello and welcome to the April update here at Revesby Estates Farm. So April continues the same as the last sort of 5-6 months have been doing now. Really is about weather. Here we are actually on one rare good day. It's April, 53 millimeters of rain, so rainfall amounts are slowly getting less. We are slowly drying, but we are still seeing high rainfall. Temperatures range from a minus 0.4 and we've actually had a 19.2. But that doesn't really show the real story, because as an average we've sat somewhere around sort of a 5-6 degrees. Really been dull, cold conditions, not very good for growing at all. But as April, we've actually managed to get on fairly well in the end. It's been a struggle, but we've got some novel crops. We've got some chickpeas in the ground, which you'll see in this video. We've also got our spring oats completed and our spring barley completed. Sugar beets a little bit later than normal. Drilled at the cultivated very end of April and drilled right at the beginning of May it will be. So I'll bring you some of that in the next video. So hope you enjoy this video. It really is focused on the chickpea really here, which is quite a nice interesting crop to follow through its story. It's something we're trying to develop, trying to get a handle of how we grow. You've probably seen in the past where we've done small trial plots. We're now up to about 10 hectares, so we're really starting to multiply it up. So hope you enjoy the video, and on to the chickpeas. So when we're drilling the chickpeas, we would normally plan to drill them with our sprinter drill here, but this year, because it's been so wet, we're in quite late in the season now, so we are beginning of April. It is actually the optimum time for drilling the chickpeas, but the ground is still quite tender and raw, and we've got a small opportunity. So we've brought our 5-meter weaving here. It was a 6-meter, we've chopped it down to 5, so it sits within our controlled traffic regime still. We're going to use this drill because it's mounted on the fent here, so if we hit any wet spots we can lift up and get out of them easy, rather than having to drag all of this unit through. But the other also reason is they really want to be drilled on 30 centimetre wide row spacing, by which I'll explain in a minute, and this drill will allow me to achieve that quite easily. On the sprinter here, these are actually 30mm spacing, so these are the coulters here. So when we say coulter width, it's the distance between one coulter here and the next coulter here. That wants to be 30 centimeters. This drill actually is, but because of the coulter we've got on here, we've got the 2 holes. It actually means that top hole there and this bottom hole here is less than 30 centimeters. So on this drill we'd have to alter all of these and put a single shot 1-inch coulter on, and we would achieve that. But I've only got 7 hectares going in. To change all that drill to do that, it's quite a lot of time and quite a lot of money. So just for the trial, we're going to use this drill here. Now, as you see these coulters on here, let me just spin it around. So you see here these coulters, 1-inch coulters. You can see coulter, and then at the front we've got 3 rows running. So if I come side on, you've got 1, 2, 3 rows of coulters. Now it just so happens on here that if we take out this middle one here, the distance between that coulter and that coulter is around 30 centimeters. So it's quite easy on this drill just to block off these every other coulter, so that we get, or every 3rd coulter, so that we then get our 30 centimeter spacing. Quite an easy task. I'll show you in a minute how we can get up and running quite quickly. So what I've got to do is find the middle coulter, which is just in here, and then measure 30 centimeters each way, which I know is going to be the next coulter in is going to want blocking off, to then leave my next one along, wants to be drilling, then the next one back in wants blocking off, and so on all the way along. So what I've got here is a marker pen. I'm going to measure to make sure we get the right coulters, and then we're going to follow the tube. So if we look here, you can see these 3 coulters here. I'm keeping that one. This one wants taking out, so blocking off, and this one wants leaving for drilling. So we're going to follow this tube up here, which comes around here, up here, and it's this tube here. So I'm just going to put a little mark on that one now. There we go, little black mark on that one, so easy reference, and then follow it into the tank. So it is second one down on the inside. This is where all the tubes come in. So that was the top one. That there is the second one down on the inside. So again, little mark on that one, so I've not forgotten. Then we have to follow it up into this, which is the distribution head. I can follow that up, put a little cross on the one what wants blocking, and then we take the lid off here, and you can see it's already got some blocked off. We just push these corks in the hole, and that will stop the seed, because the seed is coming up this middle tube, blown up here, spins around and drops down these into the coulters. We push the corking, stops the seed going to the coulter. Okay, so now we're filling the drill up with the chickpeas. These chickpeas are in 20 kilo sacks, so it's a bit like the older way of when we used to fill drills up. They're going in here, and we need around 10 of these per the hectare. So if we have a look in here, here are the chickpeas. So this is what we are drilling. They've just got a coating on to help with early diseases, to get them going without the roots being attacked. But one interesting thing we're having to do with the chickpea, we're having to put an inoculant on with them. So to help the crop out, to get the roots going, we're having to put a Revesby inoculant on, which we have in this bag. So for one bag of seed, I'm having to put about a handful of this on, just sprinkled over the top of the seed, so it goes down with the seed into the row. And this is live fungal in here, which will grow down the row with the seed and grow the rhizobial fungi within that row. This is something what this seed needs to help it grow within our soils, but we have to inoculate it at the time of sowing, so that the fungi doesn't die when it's sat in the bag. So let's have a look. So here we are, I've opened up the bag here, and you'll see this is the actual product. It just looks like a peat, because that's all it actually is. The peat has got the fungi inoculant contained within it, and all I have to do is just sprinkle a handful every time I put a bag in. So you can see it there on the seed, and as this drill empties, it goes down. This will all just coat over these beans or end up in the soil down the row, so it can populate and grow. So now we're actually in the field drilling the chickpeas. Here we are, you can see the drill there working. That's the distribution head, all the pipes there going down to the coulters. We're working their way, putting in the chickpeas into the ground. So we'll follow these chickpeas through, hopefully, as we're at the beginning of April. These should be up and out the ground by the end of April, so we should be able to fast forward now and see the chickpeas up in rows, fingers crossed. Now here we are at the end of April, and as promised, the chickpeas are just coming through. They haven't came through as fast as we would have liked, because chickpeas like warm weather, with the horrible sort of nearly frost we've been having, and from 5 degrees during April. It really hasn't suited the chickpea, but here we go. As predicted at the beginning of the video, we actually do have some chickpeas through. So yes, here's the chickpea. Rhubarb doesn't destroy them. Here we can see it. No rhubarb. here is the chickpea growing here and just coming up in lines. They should be a lot further forward. As soon as we get some warm temperatures, these will motor. So yeah, so follow our progress through with the chickpeas, see how we get on. I think we're going to have some challenges with pests. I think the pigeons are going to be quite well attracted to them, so we'll have to get some gas guns out and some flags up to keep them off. So yeah, it's been a busy month, April, a lot been happening. Hope you've enjoyed our update. So so from Rhubarb and myself, we look forward to seeing you in May.